Now Adam had a son called Seth. Seth had a son called Enosh. Enosh had a son called Kenan. Kenan had a son called Mahalalel. Mahalalel had a son called Yared. Yared had a son called Enoch. Enoch had a son called Methuselah. Methuselah had a son called Lamech, and Lamech had a son called Noah. You say, that's fine, Bob, but what does that mean? Well, your name has a meaning, my name has a meaning, and the Bible is no different. Every Hebrew name has a meaning. So I wonder what we'll find if we go into the meaning of every one of these names that are listed in Genesis chapter 5. Let's look. Adam means man. Seth, well, Eve had a son after her other son was murdered. When Cain killed Abel, she had another son called Seth, and she said, God has appointed me another man, or appointed me a man. And so his name actually means appointed. Seth's son Enosh means mortal. Kenan in Hebrew, the real basic name means sorrow, or to be sorrowful. Mahalalel is interesting. Any word you find in Hebrew with el on the end generally means or has an association with God. A Mahalalel means the blessed God. Yared means he who descends. Enoch, who was a teacher of righteousness, was dedicated to God, and his name actually means is dedicated, the one who is dedicated. Methuselah, Enoch's son, died just before the flood came. He actually died the same year the flood came. And his name actually means his death shall bring. Methuselah's death brought on the flood, as it were. He died and the flood came. Methuselah's son Lamech means the despairing one. And his son Noah means comfort or rest. So now let's read that in Hebrew, in the English, the meaning from Adam to Noah. Man appointed mortal sorrow. The blessed God, he who descends, is dedicated. His death shall bring the despairing comfort and rest. That is the gospel in Genesis. That is speaking about the Messiah who would come and die. And not only that, but he is the blessed God, he who descends, who is dedicated, who will die and bring the despairing comfort and rest. Man appointed mortal sorrow, the blessed God, he who descends is dedicated, his death shall bring the despairing comfort and rest. That is the gospel in the Hebrew names from Adam to Noah. If we look at Adam's genealogy from Adam to Lamech, Noah's father, and we take the first letter of each name, remember Hebrew is written from right to left. If we take the first letter of each name from Adam to Lamech, amazingly, we get another message. It says, I will forgive my enemies and show compassion. And if we do the same from Noah right down to Terah, who was Abraham's father, we find yet another message. Forgiving those made from dust a second time. I will forgive my enemies, showing compassion, forgiving those made from dust a second time. God is out to forgive you, my friend. But you have to receive him. You have to receive the sacrifice of Jesus Christ on the cross for you. There is no other sacrifice but his that will cleanse you from your sin, save you from the coming judgment and an awful place called the lake of fire. Let's move on. This is Jewish. This is Hebrew. This is a Jewish story. The Gentiles are merely grafted in to the Jewish root. Let's look at the 12 tribes and look at their names. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph and Benjamin. Now if we again take the meaning of the names, we again, amazingly, we get another message which tells us of the Son of God coming for us. and joining us to him. Behold a son. Hear him. Levi means be joined. Judah means give him praise. Dan means judge. Naphtali means strife. Gad means fortune. Asher means happy and blessed. Issachar means that he brings a reward. Zebulun means he dwells with us. Joseph means he shall add to us. And Benjamin means he is the son of my right hand. Now let's read the meanings in English. Behold a son, hear him, and be joined to him. Give him praise, judge his strife and his fortune. Oh, happy and blessed am I, because he brings his reward, and he's dwelling with us, and he shall add, for he, says God, is the son of my right hand. Again, that is the gospel message. It is a Jewish message, not a Gentile message.